here to help your life become a little more smooth, a little more easy, so you guys can enjoy it a little more and have more fun. That's what life's all about, to have fun. So if you can make your life more simple, it'd be a lot better, you know? So behind me, you can see the Swinging Bridge, very beautiful place in Bilbao. Wonderful, wonderful place. If you haven't been here, it's in Spain. Definitely check it out. Come give it a visit. To make it even more beautiful, they have a river that runs through the city. It's absolutely gorgeous, guys. But what I want to talk about today is patience. You know, you hear so many people saying patience is a virtue, and I 100% agree with that. You know, when I learned patience, my life drastically changed. Before, I let my emotions completely take me over, and I couldn't think clearly, and I just couldn't be myself to the point where it was allowing me to do things without thinking. For example, you know, if someone cut me off in traffic, what would happen is I'd get angry, I'd get frustrated, and I would do irrational things. I wouldn't be able to think clearly. I wasn't able to learn from my experiences when I wasn't patient. Because when your emotions are fueling, you're not thinking, you're not taking yourself outside of yourself and using your awareness. You know, we are intelligent beings, and throughout this life we gain awareness to help our life become more smooth. But when you are having negative emotions and your anger and you're having all these emotions that are driving you, you can't take yourself outside of yourself and be aware of what's going on. You can't learn from this. So that's one reason why patience is really important. You know, another reason why it's very important is because you can do irrational things. For example, you know, people in relationships, when they get super angry in a relationship, they might become abusive. You know, they might not be thinking about, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this. It's just because their emotions are taking them over. And you can't become the best version of yourself if you're letting your emotions run you. And also another thing, when you have your emotions becoming very negative and you're having this aggression and everything like that, it's actually putting cortisol and making your muscles in your body weak, and is actually harming your immune system, so you're more prone to get sick. You know, you're gonna be less likely to be stronger. You're not gonna come off confident. People aren't gonna want to be around someone that's angry and aggressive all the time. So if you can become patient, you become relaxed. When you become patient, you become confident. People want to be around patient people. People don't want to be around someone that's upset all the time and, you know, might be in a fit and then have negative emotions, like we talked about in other videos, and have the energy around. It's like a negative cloud. Nobody wants to be around that. People want to be around fun, positive, light people. And when you have patience, you become that person. But, you know, it doesn't happen overnight. These things don't happen like that. That's why you have to have patience. You have to build up, take little steps to make yourself more patient. Whenever that comes up, you need to step outside of yourself, have that awareness and be like, oh my God, okay, I feel myself becoming angry. Relax, it's not a big deal. Detach from the situation, detach from your feelings, let it go, and then you become more patient. You know, you gotta realize things don't happen overnight, especially say anything in your career. If you're career driven, if you're going to the gym and exercising, anything like that, it takes patience, guys. These things aren't gonna happen overnight. I feel like Americans especially, but most people just want the quick fix of something. They want the easy solution. They want the pill they can take and overnight they're gonna lose all their weight. It doesn't happen like that. It takes overnight practice and practice and practice. And if you're not patient, what's gonna happen is you're gonna give up. That's why I don't think you should take things too big at a time. Take small steps and just be patient with the process. And if you're patient with the process of growing, patient in the process of learning, patience in the process, I guarantee you can transform and become a better, a whole new person that you've always wanted to become and desire to be. But first you have to have patience and just let it come to you. Let it flow through you. Do it for yourself so you can learn, you know? Have patience so you can learn, but you can be more confident. You can be centered. You'll attract more people to you. You'll get more respect if you have patience, and you'll see your life unfolding in ways that you couldn't even imagine. You know, we had 3 flights to get over here, and we had a couple layovers, and it was very frustrating. We had a lot of actually our Airbnb that we booked, the person sold the house. It was very frustrating. And then we had to go through our flight, cancel the flight, get a whole new flight, get a new Airbnb within 5 days of actually leaving. You know, it was very frustrating. All the emotions were going in our body of nervousness, of, oh my God, I don't know if it's worked, maybe we shouldn't just go. But we calmed our emotions, we took ourselves outside of ourselves, we were patient, looked up other things, you know, didn't let the circumstance and the situation get to us, and we were patient, and the whole process worked out. And the funny thing is, we're actually leaving in about 8 days, and we are having issues of our next Airbnb, and they canceled, so we had to cut the Airbnb short and then find another Airbnb, and just to make it work. And it was very frustrating once again. We didn't know what we were gonna do, if we should go somewhere else. It's just a lot of frustration, but we let it go as soon as it came. We were patient with the process, trust the process, have trust that everything is going to work out if you are patient. And guess what, guys? It did. We're having a wonderful time. We have a couple other places that we weren't even expecting to go booked, and it's going to be great. But it was all because of patience. You know, we could have just called it quits, went home early, and not have a good time, but we decided not to. And I'm telling you right now, if you guys adopt the philosophy of patience and just relax, let it happen, and just be with the process, I guarantee your life will change for the better. But I hope you enjoyed the view in the background. It's very beautiful. I know it's not the same as in person, but I would definitely recommend checking it out. Maybe it's just a little inspiration to help you guys get to that point where maybe you will check it out. Because I guarantee you, if you haven't seen this video before, you probably never heard of Bilbao. But now you have, now you can check it out if you want to see if it's a place you want to go.